Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Chairman Hoven and Vice Chairman Udall for holding this very important hearing today on not just Savannah's Act, but all of these bills that are critical to providing and securing justice for Indian people, particularly in Indian country. I'm encouraged that today's hearing just comes 3 weeks after my bill was introduced, and I hope we can continue this momentum as we move to get this bill through the committee and up for a vote to the full Senate. I'd also like to welcome Chairman Flute from my home area, from the Siston-Wapton Sioux Tribe, and Carmen O'Leary, who is a wonderful advocate and has been so instrumental in providing feedback when we were drafting the bill. I very much want to appreciate your support for what we're trying to accomplish with Savannah's Act. I also want to thank Savannah's family, who kindly agreed to allowing us to use her name and to honor her in this way, naming the bill after her. The bill was named after Savannah Greywind, a 22-year-old member of the Spirit Lake tribe who in August was abducted and murdered in North Dakota while 8 months pregnant. While Savannah's tragic death was heard around the world, thousands of Indigenous women are murdered or disappear every year, with many of those cases being ignored or forgotten. In 2016, 5,700 cases of missing Native women were reported to the National Crime Information Center. Just want to say that in 1 year only, over 5,700 cases of missing Native women. The actual number is likely much larger due to chronic underreporting. In addition, homicide is the third leading cause of death of Native Indian and Alaska Native women between the ages of 10 and 24. Nearly everyone in Indian country, in my state, and I think really across Indian country, knows someone who has gone missing or in fact knows someone who's been murdered. In fact, in the last year, in a population of tribal population of a little over 5,000 residents in Indian country, there were 5 homicides involving women. So I can tell you the numbers are staggering. When someone can just sit down with some friends on Standing Rock Reservation and within a short period of time come up with the names of 25 people, 25 women, who have gone missing or are murdered, that's just simply not acceptable. To better protect Native women, we must start raising awareness about the epidemic of missing and murdered Native women to bring this terrible problem out of the shadows and then find solutions. Native women living on reservations and across the nation should not have to live in fear, and it's our job to do everything we can to ensure that their communities and our communities are safe and Native women receive the resources that they need. I believe Savannah's Act is a good starting point in addressing this crisis. It incorporates several recommendations from the National Congress of American Indians, United Tribes of North Dakota, and the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center, and of course, numerous other advocates. Mr. Chairman, I want to ask that a number of letters of support that I've received be entered into the record at this time, and we expect we're going to receive more and would like opportunity to make sure that they're in the record.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to say that I look forward to working with the Department of Interior and the Department of Justice and other stakeholders on any technical amendments we can make or other good ideas that people have as we move this bill forward. But I've long ago learned just a real valuable lesson about problem solving. You can never solve a problem that you will not admit you have. We have a problem in this country, a problem of missing and murdered Indigenous women that has gone on far too long without any national response. We owe a unique and specific burden to Native American women. In many cases, we have a trust obligation, and in many cases in my state, the only law enforcement presence against major crimes is a federal law enforcement presence. So this is not a state issue looking for a federal solution. This is our problem. This is a national problem, and we need to bring national attention to it and bring all hands on deck. And Mr. Chairman, again, I want to thank you for holding this hearing. I want to thank the Vice Chairman. I want to thank all the people here who are co-sponsoring this. And I know that we can send a message of hope to all the crime victims out there. all the families who have wondered far too long, where's the help? Where's the concern for my family member? We can make that statement today in this committee. We can make this statement by moving this bill forward. So I want to thank you so much, and I want to thank my two great friends who were so instrumental in bringing this to fruition and to introduction. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.